Chosen one. Pause. Take a breath and settle your spirit, because this message is not random and it is not light. There is a reason your chest felt heavy this morning, in a way sleep couldn't fix. A reason the silence felt loud. A reason your strength felt thinner than usual. You told yourself you were exhausted. You assumed you were breaking. But here is the truth most people never hear. You are not breaking down. You are being recoded. What you felt wasn't weakness. It was a system update. The reason it felt unbearable is because the version of you that carried survival had reached its expiration date. Something had to shut down so something greater could come online. This wasn't just a hard week. It was a closing ceremony. And yes, the pressure intensified because the enemy noticed the clearance order. He didn't attack you because you were failing. He attacked you because something was approved. Not a favor, not a moment, a full settlement. And when heaven authorizes repayment, resistance always spikes. Let me speak directly to the moment you haven't told anyone about. The one where you sat in your car after pulling into your driveway. Engine off. Hands still on the wheel. You didn't cry. You didn't pray. You just stared. That wasn't despair. That was transition shock. Your nervous system was trying to process the death of an old identity while your spirit was already stepping forward. And if that moment felt familiar, don't scroll. Because what comes next is not encouragement. It's instruction. Before this ends, you will understand why you were hidden, why the delay was necessary, why the next season requires a different you pressure, and how to survive what's about to accelerate. Because the blessing ahead of you is not gentle, and an unprepared vessel doesn't get rewarded, it gets crushed. Now, let's address the heaviness. You are not depressed. You are not punished. And you are not imagining things. What you're feeling is pressure from expansion. Right before elevation, something happens in the spirit that feels like disconnection. You feel distant from your own life. Food tastes different. Conversations feel empty. Time feels distorted. This is not apathy. It's detachment. Your spirit is releasing an old timeline. Scripture shows us this pattern clearly. Look at Joseph, not the dreamer, but the prisoner. Psalm 105 says that until the word came to pass, the word tested him. That word tested doesn't mean evaluated. In Hebrew, it means refined, like metal in fire. Silver doesn't complain when it melts, but if it could speak, it would swear it was dying. And that's where you are. God wasn't checking your behavior. He was changing your composition. The solid version of you couldn't rule where you're going, so he melted it. And here is the lie that's been draining you. You think this season is about endurance. It's not. Endurance was proven long ago. You already survived what should have taken you out. This season is not asking, can you hold on? It's asking, can you let go? God is not reinforcing the old structure. He's removing it. You've been praying for strength, and heaven has been silent because strength would keep you clinging to what must dissolve. This isn't preservation. It's erasure. And if you misunderstand this, you'll fight God instead of flow with Him. Scripture says you'll be called by a new name. But names in Scripture weren't cosmetic, they were biological. A new name required the death of the old nature. Think of transformation honestly, not spiritually romanticized. A caterpillar doesn't upgrade. It liquefies. Inside the cocoon, there is no form, no structure, just surrender. That confusion you feel? That emotional fog? You're not lost. You're undefined, and that's necessary. You keep asking God to put you back together, but He won't. Because that would make you functional, not formidable. You're holding fragments of an identity that helped you survive, but survival won't sustain dominion. Drop it. I've watched people miss this moment. They tried to resurrect what God intentionally buried. They prayed harder, fasted longer, fought louder, and lost years trying to revive a dead season. But the moment they said, "I release it," the shift came fast. Because heaven moves quickly once resistance stops. Now, let's talk about the part no one admits. You say you want the breakthrough, but part of you is afraid of the after. Not because you're weak, but because you're aware. You've imagined the consequences of elevation, the expectations, the exposure. You're not afraid of success. You're afraid of becoming someone you don't recognize. That fear isn't sabotage. It's a filter. God entrusts weight to those who respect gravity. Now here's the truth about time. You think you're behind, but heaven doesn't calculate loss the way you do. Scripture promises restoration, but the word doesn't mean replacement. It means legal compensation. Heaven keeps records. Every injustice, every delay, every betrayal. Nothing was wasted. And when judgment comes, it comes with interest. That's why this feels sudden. You're not catching up. You're being compensated. But hear this carefully. When a transfer of this magnitude is authorized, resistance increases. Not randomly, strategically. The enemy does not attack empty houses. He attacks vaults. What you're experiencing now isn't punishment, it's confirmation. Which is why you must recognize the traps. There are 7. And they all appear right before elevation. Shortcuts, old connections, internal accusations, isolation, late-night doubt, small wins that tempt you to stop early, and finally, identity confusion. None of them are accidental. They are designed to get you to disqualify yourself. So here's your posture. Move quietly. Don't explain. Don't announce. Don't rush. Let evidence speak. And above all, expand your capacity. Because overflow doesn't destroy people. Small containers do. Before the blessing comes, make space. Clear what doesn't belong. Release what's expired. Prepare what remains. Because when it hits, it won't ask permission. And now, you understand why this hurt. Why this waited. Why this demanded more. Not because you weren't ready, but because you were being made ready. And now, you're ready. Not excited. Not anxious. Aligned. The door isn't opening. You are walking through it. And your story is no longer repeating. It's advancing. Not slowly. Not cautiously. Not asking for permission. What you thought was stalled has been moving the entire time, just underground, just unseen, just beyond the range of your fear-based perception. Roots grow in darkness before trees ever touch the sky. And right now, something beneath the surface of your life is pushing forward with force. You couldn't see it, because if you had seen it too early, you would have interfered. You would have tried to manage it. You would have tried to explain it to people who were never meant to understand it. So God hid the movement. That silence you misinterpreted as abandonment, it was concealment. The delay you called punishment, it was alignment. The stillness that made you question everything, it was the loading screen before acceleration. Hear this clearly. Nothing is chasing you anymore. The season of running is over. The season of bracing for impact is ending. Now everything is lining up in front of you. You are not about to try again. You are about to enter. This is why your tolerance for nonsense has vanished. Why conversations that once entertained you now drain you. Why you can't fake excitement for things that don't move the needle of destiny. That's not arrogance. That's calibration. Your spirit has shifted gears, and your environment hasn't caught up yet. So let me warn you, because this is where many people panic. When momentum returns after a long drought, it feels unstable at first. Like walking after your leg has been asleep. Like learning to breathe after being underwater. You may feel disoriented. Emotional without knowing why. Alert but exhausted. That doesn't mean something is wrong. It means power is returning to circulation. Old doors will begin to creak open, not because they are your future, but because they sense your departure. People will reach out randomly. Opportunities will surface that almost fit, but not quite. Do not rush. Acceleration does not mean recklessness. Advancement requires discernment. This is where you move differently than before. You don't grab. You don't chase. You don't explain. You watch. You let things reveal their true weight before you lift them. Because the next phase of your life is not sustained by effort, it's sustained by position. And your position is changing. You're no longer asking, can I survive this? You're asking, does this deserve access to me? That question alone tells me everything. You have crossed the line internally, even if externally nothing has exploded yet. And that's the order it always happens. First, the internal shift. Then, the structural rearrangement. Finally, the visible manifestation. If the outside changed before the inside, it would crush you. So God is doing this in sequence. Right now, your only assignment is this. Do not retreat into old coping mechanisms just because forward motion feels unfamiliar. Don't numb it. Don't downplay it. Don't sabotage it by pretending nothing is happening. Something is happening. You don't feel lighter because the weight is gone. You feel lighter because you are stronger. And strength doesn't announce itself loudly, it shows up as quiet certainty. A calm that doesn't need validation. A confidence that doesn't need applause. A readiness that doesn't need reassurance. You're not waiting anymore. You're aligning with what's already on its way. So breathe. Stay present. And keep your hands open, not clenched in fear, not grasping in desperation. Because what's advancing toward you is not fragile. It won't miss you. And it will arrive right on time.